I was sitting in this coffee house, and this old man at the table next to me struck up a conversation.
He said you had an amazing story.
Let's see then, where to begin?
I was born and raised in one of the most beautiful places on earth. It was a time filled with wonder that I'll always remember. But when my family chose to move our zoo halfway around the world, that is when my greatest journey began.
To answer your question, no, cheesecake does not count as pie. We're here to talk about Life of Pi today, everybody. I'm being joined by Michelle.
3.14 guests.
What?
What? No. I said 3.14 guests. It was a witty joke.
It was, yes.
That was clever.
Except there's 5 of us, so that doesn't really count.
He's one, there's 4 of us, and I'm sure that most of us aren't full people, so...
You're right, I'm not a full person, I'm only a female.
You're not the one we were referring to with that.
I was calling me and Callum young, is what I was doing there.
So now I'm thinking you're like a voice in Alan's head, but he kind of switches to.
I'm pretty sure Can we
just start over?
We had this like mildly not that funny joke that we have just ground so far into the ground.
The definition of our podcast, folks.
Okay, no, let's genuinely start over.
Right.
Go ahead, Aaron.
The only thing a bigger wreck than that intro is what happens in this movie. Life of Pi is what we're talking about today. I'm being joined by Jackson.
Yo.
I don't even know who else. Michelle?
Yeah, I'm here.
Callum, I'm tired. And Maz is here as well.
Better remember me. I'm in a goddamn My Little Pony hat.
It's an audio podcast, Matt.
Fucking murder all of you. Alright.
Life of ponies.
I'm going to use this evidence in a court of law.
Oh, if my couch was a car, I would tuck and roll out of this motherfucker right now.
But it would be in park, so that'd be kind of stupid.
Don't you fucking start, too. These guys I can hang up with. You pay half the rent. I can't get rid of you. Alright. Jesus Christ.
You can try to hang up. We'll find a way.
We're here talking about life. We're here talking about Life of Pi today, which I now suddenly hate a whole lot more than I did 5 minutes ago. But that goes for everything in life.
In life, that is of pie.
Let's talk about Life of Pi.
It's really life-affirming. You feel really happy.
Yeah, it is. It made me feel good. I forgot what that feels like now.
My aunt really liked it.
Life of Pi is the story of Pi Patel, who is this guy. He's living in India, and his family owns a zoo, and one day they have to transport all the animals to their new home by boat. The boat is hit by a massive storm, and Pi crawls aboard a lifeboat, and the only thing else from the entire ship that makes it onto the lifeboat with him is an orangutan, a zebra, a hyena, and a tiger named Richard Parker. And 3 of those things don't last long, and then after that, it's just Pi Patel and Richard Parker for months out on the open sea, just by themselves. And, you know, this is based on a book, and it's a book that people said was practically unfilmable for multiple reasons. One being, you know, that Hollywood just does not want to have just one person on screen for a long period of time. There's many of examples of them turning down something because they didn't want to do that. But the other reason is, it's a fucking tiger in a boat with one guy for the entire movie. CGI was not capable of doing that up until now. Like, we're finally at that stage. And I gotta say, the CGI in this is amazing. They say that there was a real tiger in there for some of the shots. I could not tell when it was real and when it was fake. It looked real the entire time to me. I mean, it was incredible in my opinion. Anybody else?
I really like Life of Pi. It's great.
I didn't see it.
Aww.
Cause all this fucking trouble at the beginning and then you don't even see the... Alright. Anyway. But yeah, who did see it, by the way, besides me? I know that Michelle has, Jackson has. Callum, did you see it?
No.
Oh,
Shut up,
But
Callum.
I'd like to know here, my local cinema seemed determined to get rid of every single non-Les Mis Oscar-nominated film within 2 weeks. So I wasn't able to get around to seeing a lot of these.
Yeah, Les Mis is the only thing showing in the UK. It's been on for like 3 months now. It's ridiculous.
No fairness,
like-
that
it's
is
like
a British
Star
ass
Wars.
movie.
I'm done. I'm done with life. Christ.
Uh,
We're done with life of
it
pie.
sounded like Jackson just put his headphones down and walked away there for a minute. But no, yeah, this movie, it is, Pai Patel, he's a very interesting character, and one of the reasons why is because he basically accepts all religions. Like, he defines himself as being pretty much everything, because he's just fascinated by it. When he was a kid, he collected religions like some kids collected baseball cards. He would just, anyone he'd find, he would just take it on himself. And so, when this guy who believes in every deity out there is suddenly left all alone by himself with just a tiger in the middle of the ocean for months, it's a very interesting story it's a very interesting spiritual journey, basically, on many levels, I'd say. And I think there's a lot that you can take away from it. I don't know, maybe that was just me, but anybody else get that feeling from it?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I also think that it's actually better before all the stuff with the tiger. I just loved everything about the way he was collecting religions. That scene in the church is probably the best explanation of why religion is so powerful for kids and for anyone who may have forgotten why it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Those bits were just perfect. I wanted more of that. And obviously, at the end, everything comes together in a nice way. But I did actually, when the tiger came on, I did taper off a bit because that opening half an hour was just so great.
Yeah, it's one of the most charming films, that first half
it's
hour.
so good.
Yeah, it's incredibly charming. I really want to see, a story about that guy, minus all this, but I still did enjoy all the stuff out there.
Oh, yeah.
Craft, yeah. I found it, and one of the reasons why is because Ang Lee did an amazing job directing this. It just looks gorgeous in my mind. It's, if you have the chance, you need to see it in 3D. And you're going to be sitting there going, why the hell did I pay to see this in 3D? Because for like an hour, there's nothing in 3D. And then there's the most brilliant 3D scene I've seen in a long time. Just suddenly flashed before your eyes of all these flying fish just going right up into the camera. They did a very interesting thing with it where all of a sudden the aspect ratio of the screen changed and they had the fish jumping out of the aspect ratio.
Which makes you wonder how it's going to, translate over to DVD.
Well, it's all going to be done in one aspect ratio and they'll crop bits off.
Yeah.
That's how they did it in the cinema as well. So
Yeah, basically, yeah, so they're going to do the same thing where they just suddenly change it. But when I saw that, it just made me wonder, why didn't they film the rest of the movie like this? Which, probably money, but, yeah, it is just a gorgeous film. It's weird that this is a movie about a guy who, for, an hour on the film, is just him on a lifeboat with a tiger, and I never once really felt bored during that. I felt incredibly tense. Every time that he got close to that tiger, I was tense. I was nervous. I had no idea what was going to happen. I don't know. Once again, maybe that was just me. Anybody else?
No, I agree. Sorry, I didn't realize you were going to talk.
Well, no, I was. I agree.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, and this whole thing, it's being told by him as an adult, so you know that he makes it. It's him as an adult, and anybody remember the name of the guy who played him as an adult? I can't remember. I know he's like one of the biggest stars in Bollywood. I can't remember his actual name though.
Irfan Khan.
Irfan
that was
Khan.
it. Yeah, he was in Spider-Man earlier this year as well. But yeah, I thought he did a fantastic job. I'm glad to see that he's starting to get more attention in America and in Western films at the moment. I hope he keeps getting more. My only real complaints about were that there's one scene in there in which he finds this island and then quickly has to leave, and to me it felt like that didn't really have to be there. I don't know. It felt like there was more stuff in the book about him kind of finding various things along his travel, or that they would have spent more time there on the book. And in the film, I don't really feel like they got enough there.
I kind of felt like the island was supposed to symbolize that he had to keep going. He can't stop on that island. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but yeah, there's reasons the island's there, but he can't stay there. It's like I guess he felt like it was a sign from God or gods or like the deities he believes in, that he has to keep going. He has to keep finding civilization and bring Richard Pryor with him. It's a tiger.
Richard Pryor?
Sorry, I forgot.
That would have been an awesome movie.
Richard Parker with him.
Holy shit.
Just Richard Pryor in like a tiger outfit.
I kind of want to do a Richard Pryor impersonation to make a joke now, but I know that I can't do a good one. Oh, shit.
I think that scene was meant to feel a bit kind of weird and not fitting, because that's the whole themes of the
yeah, pretty
story.
much.
It's because that's the point where it stops being weird to just being out and out crazy. Just like you're like, this is not real. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, it very clearly is not a real thing at that point.
Yeah, it's like I kind of like got like the same vibe I got when I was watching Big Fish. You know, like very obscure, outlandish tale, a story told by someone, and it's like you start to like wonder like how much of this is the truth that he's telling and how much is not. So it kind of like goes on that. Goes on that line between the two, so I thought that was like really cool.
It's odd. Like I feel like for the most of this, when he's actually on the boat, it feels like that really is real to me. Like they feel like they did their research on this of how people survive on boats, on life rafts, and like how long you could do it and what you have to do. Like when there's a long period where he's just reading through this little like survival manual that they give you on a life raft, telling you like what you have to do to survive. Like little things like, here's a crossword puzzle. You're going to need it to keep your mind busy because otherwise you'll go nuts. Here's do these things to help you get along with the passengers. I really enjoy that. And other little things that he does, like, the tiger basically makes the boat his place. So Pi has to build out of all the like life jackets and oars like a secondary mini raft that just trails behind them, and like he has to stay on that. And I mean, I just find little things like that incredible. I mean, it's a great little story of survival. And then as Jackson said, at the end it does kind of all tie stuff together because they have this little tiny revelation there at the end which makes you look back at everything and completely look at it a different way.
Yeah, you're spot on. There's not really much to add there. It does. It has like and it's hard to describe because it's not a twist. It's not like a Sixth Sense. I think selling it as a twist is selling it short.
Yeah.
It's smarter than that. It just allows you to see what you've seen in a slightly different light and leave the cinema thinking about it rather than leaving not thinking about it, which is a way better way to make a movie. I really like Life of Pi.
It's in fact one of my other small problems with this is that after the kind of like revelation comes about, like they actually have one guy like actually stop and like explain what that meant, and I just went, dude, I was figuring that out in my head. Don't do that. Oh, but I was wanting to yell spoiler alert at the movie itself, but I still like it's still a fantastic moment. So yeah, what do you guys have to say? What do you guys have to rate this film? On our ABCD scale. Because we're still working on our own custom scale. But anyway.
Working out kinks.
I rate it 4 stars.
4 stars? Alright.
That was the last we ever heard of Jackson.
I actually know what, I don't do letter stuff. I guess that would be a B.
That'd be like a B+,
sure, B.
Yeah.
B+. Oh, Christ. Okay, yeah, sure, B+.
Alright, there we go. I'll break you guys eventually. Alright. What about you, Michelle?
I guess like A-.
A-? Alright. So I'm more confident in that.
What is the fucking difference between a B+ and an A-? Where is the point where you can say, no, if they had just made the tiger a little bit better, it would be an A- rather than a B+.
Hey, man.
So much of early X-Play moments of real.
Hey, man, there are times in which you're like, you know what? I don't really want to give this an A, but it's not quite a B. And that's when you go with A minus. That's what that's there for,
When
okay?
you go to a B plus.
There are times.
If they used Calvin and Hobbes instead of Pi and that tiger, I would have given it an A plus.
Oh shit! Movie of the year right there, man. Reveal it was all just Calvin in the back of in the backyard on like a little scooter in his little red wagon the whole time. Yeah.
All the awards.
I don't think you guys actually have Calvin and Hobbes where you live, so I don't know if you get that joke, but all right.
No,
we get the internet.
On, so.
All right, but yeah, I give it a B plus as well. Anyway, okay. But not an A minus. Fuck that shit.